Every single person who has ever appeared on the Forbes billionaire list has one thing in common. And it is not intelligence. It is not luck. And it is not that they worked harder than everyone else. In fact, most of them reached a point in their lives where they deliberately stopped trading their time for money entirely. What they understood, and what the overwhelming majority of people never figure out, is that there are only two ways to exist financially in this world. You either spend your life working for money, or you spend your life building things that work for you while you sleep. The second group is not more gifted. They simply chose to own a different kind of thing. And those things have a name. They are called assets, and the 10 we are about to discuss have quietly generated more personal wealth in human history than every salary, every bonus, and every paycheck ever written, combined. The first and most powerful asset ever created is equity in a business. Not a salary from a business, actual ownership of one. 88% of the Forbes 400 list built their wealth through business ownership, not employment. When you own a business, every hour your team works creates value that flows back to you. Every customer who pays adds to something you own permanently. The second asset is index funds, and the mathematics behind them is genuinely difficult to believe until you see them written down. $10,000 invested in the S&P 500 at age 25, left completely untouched, grows to over $450,000 by retirement at a historically average 10% annual return. The money does nothing except exist. Time does all the work. The third asset is real estate purchased with leverage. It is the only asset class where a bank will willingly lend you 80% of the purchase price at relatively low interest, while the entire asset appreciates in your favor. Your 20% down payment controls 100% of the upside. The fourth asset is a high-income skill, and it is the most underestimated one on this list. A surgeon, a software engineer, a great copywriter, or a talented salesperson carries an asset inside their mind that no recession can repossess and no market crash can devalue. The lifetime income differential between an average skill and a world-class skill routinely exceeds $2 million. The fifth asset is intellectual property: a book, a patent, a piece of software, a course, a song. J.K. Rowling earns royalties on Harry Potter every single day without writing a single new sentence. Created once, sold endlessly. That is the purest definition of an asset that exists. The sixth asset is dividend-paying stocks. Reinvested dividends have historically accounted for approximately 40% of the total lifetime returns of the S&P 500. These are companies that pay you simply for owning a piece of them, every single quarter, regardless of whether you checked your phone that day. The seventh asset is your network, and this one has serious academic backing. Harvard research consistently shows that individual income correlates so strongly with the 5 people you spend the most time with that it becomes statistically predictable. Social capital converts directly into financial capital. The eighth asset is a digital audience, a YouTube channel, an email newsletter, a social following. Mr. Beast's YouTube channel is currently estimated to be worth over $700 million. It began as a teenager talking into a camera in a spare bedroom. Attention, in the modern economy, is a genuinely tradable asset. The ninth asset is your health, and Warren Buffett explained its value more clearly than any financial textbook ever has. He said, "If someone offered you $10 million to take a disease that aged you 40 years overnight, you would refuse instantly, which means your health is already worth more than $10 million to you right now." Every asset on this list produces a fraction of its potential value when the person who owns it is operating at diminished physical or mental capacity. The 10th asset is time itself, and Einstein called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world for a reason. $1 invested at birth grows to $17,000 by age 65 at 10% annually. The same dollar invested at 40 grows to less than 800. Time is not just an asset. It is the asset that silently determines the value of every other one on this list. You are never going to get rich from a paycheck alone, but with the right assets working quietly in the background, you may never need one again.